Hello guys, this is Ptash and this is Botworld Adventure. In this video I would like to review Chomp. This is the common bot that is a sniper and well, he can deal some damage, but we are going to test him. I have him at level 20 and at AI 5, so it's a strong unit right there, and we are going to assess how strong he is. So I'm going to test him in 4 ways. First of all, we are going to try full damage AI for him, and we are going to fight against same level of bots and against much higher level of bots as well. After that, I'm going to try and change his AI to make him maybe more tanky or just get that, damage healing from his ultimate, and well, we are going to see if it's any better than what I've got here. So I've got here like damage increase, range increase, this is no choice, so yeah, this is a faster cooldown. Nuclear cylinders, so ultimate, more damage, and 20% critical strike. Our first zone is gonna be Parched Sea. It should have around the same level as I do, so let's see how he performs there. I was playing with this bot at AI 4, but I couldn't still tell how strong he is, so let's see. Okay, I'm going to use this standard combo, but maybe instead of Flamer, we want him to do some damage, I'm going to use Beat, and we are going to see. Beat is pretty good, because he is going to stun stuff as well. But I must admit that the damage doesn't seem high. And it's mostly because I'm fighting Chomp and they are stunning me a lot. When Chomp is using his ultimate, he does deal some damage. But his weakness seems to be the fact that, well, it isn't a lot of area damage, he needs some area abilities to be really good in these combos. Otherwise, he seems good, but as a standalone bot for some other, loadout. This is definitely not a combo bot, Still, he's doing decent damage and he crits often, and his crit on his ultimate can deal 2000 damage, and his ultimate shoots a lot of projectiles, so it's definitely a great amount of damage. And the fact is that you need that area abilities, so I'm not sure. I think he would excel more at these bandit fights, because this single target damage there seems to matter more, because it's harder to do combos against bandits, However, this is also the case that, well, Chomp often likes to miss his ultimates. When bots move, he will absolutely miss. He sort of locks on the target and he won't change anything. So even if the enemy bot will just step to the right, to the left, a little, it will be a disaster, So you have to keep that in mind that, yeah, this is tricky. And you can't do much about this. This is very RNG. I mean, you can keep stunning the bots like I do, so this happens less often, this helps greatly. Sadly, I didn't have this in time, and it was my bad, to be honest, that this happened, because I shouldn't really place that close to, Pluggies, the Chomp. So it was my fault, but he's also, as you can see, he's very squishy as well. Now let's test him out against higher level opponents. I don't have danger fuel, but since I want to test him anyway against different levels of enemies, danger zone wouldn't be enough. And moreover, I want to change his AI as well, so I wouldn't be able to do that with a danger zone anyway, so yeah. Doesn't matter that much. And for some reason I took Flamer, I forgot. But as you can see, Chomp does damage, definitely does damage, and he can definitely deal a great amount of damage to a single target. Still, I think that Big Shot is better at dealing damage to a single target, and he can also, if you are lucky and positioned well, you can also deal damage to... Maybe let's try Scatter this time. You can also deal damage to multiple enemies at once, which is always, to be honest, it's always a huge advantage. Okay, but let's look at Chomp again, and well, he did a lot. Like, this Frosty is 6 level above him, and he still did a great amount of damage, especially here. Like, he finished a few enemies here, and the shots were keep being fired, so he was damaging the other bots behind that first one. So it's full glass cannon AI though, so he's completely not tanky, you know, which might be a bit of a problem. If he gets targeted by anything, this is basically, you know, I completely failed all of that fight, so let's maybe skip it. Okay, and now I would like to change the AI of Chomp, and well, it's kinda shame that I didn't do this AI, which I think is worse, like for the first set, because I would end up with a better one after I would change it. But okay, so he can get pretty tanky, and let's make him tanky, you know. So let's get this health, and let's see how little damage he will do. I will still pick range here because, you know, movement speed, he's decently fast. I mean, movement speed is okay, but let's keep him like that. And let's now get that damage dealt. And here I wouldn't take that reduction. Let's not be maybe that crazy, and let's pick some sort of in between, so I will still get some crits, you know. Okay, so now we are testing him against the same level of opponents. It's a bit lower, but that's fine. And well, scatters are quite scary as enemies, so let's hope they won't one-shot me. Okay, so what can I see here? He's still doing some damage, but it's not as high. And well, his crit is dealing only 700 damage. It's like a huge difference, like 2000 and 700. This is definitely a huge difference. However, he might be irritating, and I want to check him immediately against a higher level of bots, you know? He actually can be a bit irritating, I think, with that healing, you know? Maybe if I took the first AI A instead of B, that would be better with his damage. Because, well, maybe that HP doesn't matter that much, but it's, you know, it's 30% difference in HP, so it's actually a lot. He had like 5000 HP, but here he has 7000. I don't think still that it is a lot, but, you know, it definitely helps to trigger that healing. It's a very weird AI though. It's like sniper shouldn't be a tank, you know, it's as simple as that. So I'm not sure still. I will try to get Chomp into the front line and see how this healing goes. Okay. So 30% damage dealt, it's like, you know, it's a lot. But he's getting slowly destroyed. Maybe he will heal up. He did heal up a bit, but, you know, it didn't matter at all. So yeah, I think that the full glass cannon build, like the first AI with only damage AI, was better because he at least dealt damage. Okay, let's check him out again, and well, this will be the last battle. I think that overall Chomp isn't a very good bot. Like, you can easily get some replacement, you know, for him. Like, what would be better? I think that Longshot would be just better, because, you know, I think that Chomp tries to specialize in dealing damage to a single target, and I must admit he does a good amount of damage. Like, it's a lot, like 2000 crits. When you go full damage with AI, it's sizable amount. But, you know, he is way squishier than Longshot, and he has no defense ability like Longshot does. So there's that, you know. I think it's like a slash, you know, a bit of like a slash. Like, he is very strong, but you know, he needs some help, and maybe actually I will try him out with Halo. Why not? However, I want to switch back. I don't like this AI. I think he lacks more damage. Whatever, I will lose this gold, but let's get into that high damage AI. And let's use him with Halo, because Halo has a tendency to, you know, make weak bots much stronger, and these bots are getting huge buffs from Halo. This is because, you know, they are very simple. They have only an ultimate and basic attack, which means their uptime of damaging is very big, because they don't cast some defense or other abilities, like Mord, for example. You can often notice that Mord, instead of dealing damage, he shoots that vortex, which does absolutely nothing. This vortex for Mord is quite bad, I would say, because it makes him, like, you know, it stuns him. He doesn't deal damage when he shoots that vortex, which is often useless. So I would actually prefer that Mord would have no vortex. And well, this is the case with these common bots, that they don't have many abilities. So they all the time are attacking, and this might be quite good for our little Chomp. What's up with that? It seems like he got no... Oh, this worked. So, yeah, Halo has a short time, you know. Halo has a short time of that ultimate, and this is understandable, right? But, well, it's quite bad. And this is also what I've noticed, like, I have range AI and still Chomp doesn't have a lot of range, so this is pretty weird, I must admit. Like a sniper bot, I think that Chomp should have more range. It's a sniper bot in the end. As a sniper, he should have more range, like, let's say, Tether. I would say that Tether has more range than Chomp, which doesn't make sense. Chomp should have more range because he's a sniper, right? So, and he, without that range AI, I think that's completely, like, pointless. Why does he have such a little range? So that is something I would change about him, definitely. And yeah, it's not as crazy like with Slash, I would say. This combo isn't that good, but still he does some job well. And well, yeah, this is about Chomp, you know. I think that I've tested everything about him that I want.